Here we have the current stock market update for PHUNWARE Incorporated, stock ticker PHUN. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're looking at here is the 4-hour time frame. This means that each candle on this price chart represents a 4-hour trading period. And as we can see here, the stock is climbing higher again today. We are seeing further movements to the top side. We have broken above those prior highs, which were coming in at 1337. So we will need to revise some of these price levels here. Overall, I'll just be very clear up front. There doesn't seem to be any explanation for why this is happening. I couldn't find any news whatsoever. The only thing that I found was there was a letter to shareholders about a week ago where they were talking about moving more into generative AI type of software applications. I will leave a link in the description below for that shareholder letter. I didn't think there was anything in that letter to be extremely excited about. I didn't think there was any major news or anything like that. There were, if you just sort of search around the internet, a couple of the headlines that I saw, I think one said, something like PHUNWARE surges higher as the company touts generative AI or something like that. But the word tout, I mean, it's like, there really wasn't any substance at all in the article. There wasn't anything, meaningful going on here. And this is really starting to have a roaring kitty type of feel to it, in my opinion. I mean, we're starting to see this thing just rocket higher, and there really isn't much of an explanation. I mean, as I said, I will leave that shareholder letter in a link in the description or in the comment section. I'll do it in the comment section. But in my view, there's no explanation for what's going on here, and this is why I personally can't recommend getting into a position for this. Now, does that mean that it can't continue to move higher? It is continuing to move higher, so I'm not going to say that. But I do think that a lot of this is based on almost nothing. What we can say here is that there is a tremendous amount of trading volume here that is spiking. So it's not just share price movement here. We are also seeing trading volume spike as well. So there is activity here. It's not completely illegitimate. But in my opinion, this is not being based on any sort of news release or anything like that. I don't think this generative AI story is enough to justify, hundreds of percent gains here in such a short period of time. So, as I said, I mean, people can obviously do whatever they want with their own money. It's not my business, but I personally cannot recommend getting into a position in this stock because there's just huge price movements here, and I don't see any explanation for what is going on. So, of course, doesn't mean that it can't continue to move higher, but I personally will not be getting into this. So let's just sort of revise some of these price targets here and try to get some price levels here because I'm sure some people will be trading this. So currently we did break above that 1337 price high. The new price high comes in at this is 1459. So this is currently the level to the top side. We are sort of seeing sort of a gap higher here. And I think we should even look at some of the shorter term time frames just to see what type of gapping activity there is here. Okay, so it's not significant. I mean, there are some price gaps here, but they're not major. So I suppose that's a good sign. I mean, at least you're not going to, I mean, if you're long this stock right now, at least you're not going to be vulnerable to that type of situation where you just get a major price gap higher, and then share prices start to reverse a little bit. Now you're just totally victim to a major share price movement lower as the market fills in that price gap. But these price gaps are not huge. I mean, we're looking at the 5-minute chart here, and the most recent price gap goes from about $10.80 to $12.80. It's about $2 in size. So I mean, it's not nothing. It's there is definitely a price gap here, but it seems like it would be higher given the extent of these rallies here. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I mean, $2 in share price. I mean, you could still be losing 20% of the position depending on where you got in. So you do need to keep that in mind if you're long this stock. That there is a $2 price gap that is showing here, and then we'll just quickly try to come up with some price levels here. It's very difficult to do that when you get this type of erratic price action, but we'll do the best we can. This is a crazy meme stock world that we're living in. So currently, there is some consolidation around the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement zone. So somewhere around here, that could give you a little bit of a support level here, right around just below $12 per share. So, if share prices did break below 12, I think that you could probably be in store for a bit of a movement lower here. There's not much support after that. You would start to look at possibly the 50% retracement, because that is the top of another price gap. And then you might also have this 50-hour exponential moving average coming into contact with that area. And then from there, I think you'd be looking at the roughly 770 level. So I guess I can just mark some of these areas in here. So right around 1030 would be the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement. And then we are seeing some consolidation just below 12. So I suppose that's another area. I mean, this is a very dangerous instrument to be getting into. And, there are obvious reasons I can't recommend this, because I can't have people losing money based on things that I'm saying. So, you do need to sort of keep stop losses sort of in place here. And I would recommend using a trailing stop loss. That should be a feature on your platform. Or at least make sure to set in profit stops. I mean, if you're currently in the money on this stock, one area to put in your stop loss could be, there's a bit of a support zone here, maybe 1140 as a possible profit stop area. I mean, if you're up on the trade right now, you could be a victim here to major price movements in the downside direction. So, personally, I would probably move the stop loss up to about 1140. I mean, you do need to be a little bit aggressive here with your stop loss levels if you're showing gains. I would be locking in some gains here, because you did get lucky in this position. There is no news that's creating this event. I'm not really buying the generative AI thing. I think if there was any real story there, I think that would have been the headline, not just the company is, quote, touting it. The company touts new generative AI. They would be saying what it is. There would be more specifics if there was a real substantial, significant story here. I just don't think there is. So if you're in the money on this trade, you got lucky. This was a little bit of a lottery ticket here, and I would, at the very least, be looking to lock in some gains. And I think that one area to do that, probably move your profit stop loss into 1140. And then if this thing continues moving higher, then maybe you can move up your profit loss, your profit stop, I should say, from there. But I would be locking in some profits at the moment, because you really have no idea where this thing is going. So here's the current market update for PHUNWARE Incorporated, stock ticker PHUN. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.